Hi everyone, I'm Riza, part of DevRel team at Orkes. Today we'll have a walk through the community welcome workflow, a workflow that can be used to automate the process of welcoming new members joining your community. That is, the concept of this workflow is whenever a user joins, an automated message welcoming them would be sent from the bot and it can be created using Orkes Conductor. So this is a workflow that can be used to implement this, and it starts with a switch task, which is an operator in Orkes Conductor. So the operators are similar to programming language constructs. So the switch task has two cases, a default case and the team join case. So whenever a user joins, this workflow would be activated using webhook, and we have created a webhook for this, and we've added the workflow which is created. So whenever an event comes, this workflow would be triggered. So it begins with an HTTP task which sends a post request to the webhook Slack. And whenever a person joins, you can also use this to send messages to a custom channel. That is, maybe the channel contains or the head of community can have a look into who is joining. So that message can be customized here with the details that can be taken from the Slack APIs. And it is then followed by another HTTP task sends a welcome message to the user. So that message can be customized here, and we are checking this as user, which means that the message would be sent as a user. And then we have added a wait task. That is, in the previous task, we are asking them to introduce themselves. So maybe let's give some time to introduce themselves. And this can be customized as per your requirements. And then the workflow moves to the next task, which is another HTTP task that sends them the links to get started. And that message can be updated here. So this is quickly how the workflow works. And for this, we need some a webhook, as I've mentioned, and some secrets to be stored in Orkes Conductor. So now let's see this in action. This is the Slack workspace which I've created for testing this. So I've created a channel, introduce yourself, for the user to introduce themselves, and then a Slack community join updates channel, which posts the messages, that is whenever user has joined. And now let's create the application now. So click create tab, and from scratch, let's provide a name, and let's choose the workspace to install this. So now we need to configure some parameters. So first one is features, incoming webhooks, and let's activate the incoming webhooks, and then move to event subscriptions, and let's enable the events, and you need to copy the webhook URL. So let's copy the URL here, and then here you need to add the team join event, and let's save the changes. Now move to app home, and we need to allow users to send messages. So let's enable this, and then let's add the permissions for this. Let's move to this, and we need to add some additional permissions. So let's add one by one. So these are the permissions to be added under the bot token scope and the user token scopes. So these permissions are linked in the documentation that is provided in the description. So once this is done, now let's install the application to the workspace. So here you need to choose a channel to install, to add this integration. So let's choose a channel we have mentioned previously. So once the app is installed, you can see that an integration has been added to the app. So now we need to add this token as a secret in Orkes Conductor. So let's update it here. So the Slack welcome token. So this is the thing we have used in the code. That is, here we have added the Slack welcome token so that it gets authorized. So if you're saving this token in a separate name, you need to ensure that that name is updated here in the workflow code so that your app runs smoothly. So next is a webhook URL. So you need to copy this webhook URL to this task, and you need to update it, the post URL, so that the workflow is updated now. Now let's invite a new person to the Slack workspace. So let me join from another user. So you can see that this is the admin account. So a message is received from the admin. And at the same time, if you check the workflow execution, you can see that the workflow has been initiated and it has reached the stage and it is waiting for the message. And when you check from the admin perspective, you can see that a new user was joined a community with the person's name is posted to the channel we have updated. Now after 2 minutes, what let's see what happens. So after 2 minutes, the workflow is like completed. So when you check, you can see that the second message is received with the link to get started. So this is how you can automate this process. So even like many people are joining your community Slack, you this workflow keeps on running. So even our community Slack is monitored by this bot we've created in Orkes Conductor. So you can experience it yourself by joining a community Slack, which I've added in the description box. So join and you could see the welcome message you receive on joining it. So that's it. Thank you.